Hey guys, welcome back to redirectyourself.com. And if this is your first time here, I do want to warn you this is part 3 of a series on healthy relationships characteristics. So if you haven't seen part 1 and 2, you might want to check those out first. But you're welcome to watch this one, it's not going to hurt. Anyway, obviously, relationships play a huge role in our lives as human beings, our happiness, and most folks want, at least at some point, to have a healthy, committed, ongoing relationship with a partner. So, this video is a continuation of characteristics to look for in your relationship and to strive for to have a healthy relationship. So, self confidence and security in your own worth is really important. I can say from personal experience that I have had a period of time where I was involved in a relationship where I did not know my worth. I was not confident in it, and therefore I didn't really have healthy boundaries about how I wanted to be treated. There's a saying that says, we treat people how we want to be, we teach people how we want to be treated. And so knowing your worth is really important, and also that your partner knows their worth, because that allows for us to express ourselves and be authentic. When we know that we are worthy of having our own opinions and our own values, and that we're worth being treated well in the relationship, therefore we can discuss things that are problematic or things that we really enjoy. We can share that as well. And conflict can be faced directly and resolved. And so that's the next one. Um, no relationship is going to have a lack of conflict or disagreement. No two people are going to see eye to eye exactly on everything. So it's super important that you be able to discuss things you disagree on openly, directly, with one another. And you could see my video. It might not be posted yet, but there will be a video on assertive communication skills and steps on how to communicate when there is a conflict and you want to discuss something that you have issues with in the relationship, because there is a formula for doing that in the most effective way to get the best results possible. Okay, so openness to constructive feedback. So that means that that you're able to take in your partner's opinions or criticisms of you and the things that you do, and can really assess them without being defensive right out of the gate. I know for myself, I tend to take criticism, unless it's a job. In a personal romantic relationship, I tend to take criticism a little bit defensively at first, but I know once I chew on it a little while and have a chance to kind of think about it and mull it over, I can often find the validity in it, and I am much more able to then discuss it. So, if that's you, then your partner will probably learn that about you, that it takes you a little bit to warm up to the criticism, as it were, and then they will allow space for that, because that's what we do when we have a loving, honest, open relationship. Um, each is trustful of the other. So obviously, we want to have trust in a relationship, and there is, a lack of trust can create huge divides in relationships. And if there has been a breach of trust in the past, it doesn't mean that the relationship has to die, but trust does need to be rebuilt typically. So, I've asked a lot of my clients what they think trust is, and although we all kind of have this vague notion of it in our mind, and we know, when we feel it, and we know when we don't for someone, but the truth is that the best definition I've ever heard of it is consistent behavior over time. So there's two variables there: consistency and time. And so for most people, we know what consistency looks like. Time is generally the factor that is different for each person. So let's move on to the next one: balance of giving and receiving. So, if there's an imbalance in the relationship, like one person does almost all the giving and the other person does all the receiving, that is over time going to strain the relationship. So if there's an imbalance, and oftentimes it can start out really balanced, and then what might happen is that there's a change. So maybe there's a child, you have a child, or one person loses their job, or somebody has a change in their schedule for their job, or you move locations and you have less friends or less hobbies, you don't know. So things like that, it's important that you can discuss them and you can address those changes, and so that any imbalance that's created by the change in the relationship can be corrected. So that is why the previous one about being able to talk openly and discuss conflict and issues, so that when things change, you can both sit down, address how that change is going to affect the balance of the relationship, so that there isn't one person constantly receiving and one person constantly giving. And it is okay from time to time, say someone is sick, and that means that the other person has to do more to, kind of make up for the person who's sick. That is the whole benefit of being in a relationship, isn't it? That you don't always have to be healthy and on point and strong. You have someone there to help when the going gets tough. But that means that having give and take and having it be reciprocal is that you both do that for one another, and when there are big changes, you can discuss them. Okay, so this video is getting a little long, 6 minutes or so. So I will pick this up again. I guess there'll be a part 4 to healthy relationship characteristics. Anyway, hope this helped you out, and to see you again soon. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share my videos, and please, if you're not already subscribed, subscribe. It does help. Thank you so much, and come back soon.